Today is the day that I'm doing my musical theatre taster workshop. I'm not late, but like I'm not as early. I will not be as early as I would like to be. Normally I arrive to things like 20 to 30 minutes earlier. Yeah, and I got mixed up with the times. I thought it started at 11:30. It actually starts at 11, so I'm literally about to head out. I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous, but I'm also really excited. It's at a theatre in the West End. It's at a small theatre, and they've given me like access codes to like get in through the back, which in and of itself is really exciting for me because I've only ever been into a theatre like through front of house, never from like stage door or like the back. So that's going to be really exciting, but I'll try film as much as I can. I probably won't film anything while I'm there because I'll just be a bundle of nerves. I've also had no coffee today. There is no milk in my house and I just don't like black coffee, and I didn't have time to go out and get milk, and then I'm also feeling quite phlegmy. I don't know if it's just the nerves, but it's probably better not to have coffee before I'm meant to sing for a few hours. So no coffee, but I'll have coffee after, so it'll be fine. It isn't the best, but we're gonna go with it. It is the late afternoon and I did my musical theatre taster class, workshop, whatever you want to call it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so nervous when I was waiting outside the theatre. I was like, shall I just leave? I didn't, obviously. But there was a moment where I was like, I don't know if I can do this, I'm so stressed. But obviously I didn't leave, and I had the best time. Like, it was so much fun, and I don't really know what I was expecting, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. Like, it was so much fun, and everyone was so lovely. The tutors, so it's a lesson with Cissy Academy, and the tutors were so lovely. I had two tutors called Roland and Zach, and they were amazing. They were so lovely. It made me feel really just like comfortable. Like, everyone who was there was so nice. Everyone except one person was obsessed with musical theatre, and it was just such a lovely environment to be in. So it was an hour and a half, which in hindsight is not very long, but I felt like I was there for a really long time. And then at the end, I was like, oh no, it's over. But the first thing we did is we sat in a circle and went around and introduced ourselves. So we said our name, like why we're here, and our favourite musical. And when it came to me, I was like, I think it's really cruel that you've made us pick one. Everyone was like laughing. And I was like, okay, so if I had to pick one, I said Dear Evan Hansen. There were a lot of like Les Mis fans in the group, There were Wicked fans, someone said Hamilton, I think one person said Hamilton. We had Little Shop of Horrors, and I can't remember which other ones we had. So that was the first thing we did. And then we did a physical like warm-up, and I've never really done like a physical in the context of musical theatre, but it was really fun, just because like there's like music going on, everyone's kind of like bouncing, and it was really fun. And I was like, I got really hot, I was like, oh my god. And the tutors were like, yeah, usually, you know, we would do a physical for like 10 to 15 minutes. We only did a few minutes, and I was like, this is enough. And then after that we went into some, I think this was still part of the physical, but we did some like cha-cha steps across the room, and we did it together, but then we went on our own, so it was like one person after the other, and I was a bit nervous for that, but I just had fun with it, and it was fine. And then after that we did, we were told that we were going to learn the lyrics, like the song for All That Jazz. We were only going to do the first verse, and we were going to do that and then learn the choreography. I think they said it was the original West End choreography for the first verse, and then put them together and like perform it. And I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, oh my god, we're actually going to be performing something, this is so much fun. So we did the first verse, and that was really fun. Before we started singing the song, like learning the song, we did a voice warm-up, and that was really interesting because I've only ever really done like scales and like certain sounds that you say, like, I think that's still scales, but we did like a tongue warm-up, like, you know, like neck stretches to like release tension here, and then yeah, and then we just got straight into it. So that was really fun. Like, All That Jazz is such a good song. I feel like it's such a good song to like give people a taste of what the musical theatre course would be like, because it's just a lot of fun, and I don't know, I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find someone who didn't enjoy doing that. So we did that, and then I wasn't nervous about singing, but I was nervous about the choreography, because I'm not like, I've done ballet, I did ballet for a bit when I was growing up, but I'm not like, I don't think I'm good. I've never thought of myself as like good with choreography, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna forget it, like this is really stressful. It's only a verse. But the choreography was really fun, and I stood like kind of directly behind Zach, who is the like, I want to say like, he's the director of choreography, like head of choreography. So I stood directly behind him, and I felt like that helped me out because I just followed him, and I had like good eye on him at all times. But the choreography was really good. It was really fun to do as well. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm not like, I always say I'm not a dancer. Like that part makes me nervous. That's the part that makes me quite nervous about musical theatre. But it was really fun. And then putting them together, and I was like, shit. It was fine, and like nobody was perfect. Like everyone was just having fun with it. And we did do it a few times, and by like the 4th or 5th time I was like, okay, I think I've got it. And then, you know, we had a chat about acting, and you know, what the lyrics of the song, what words we would associate with like the lyrics of the song. So it was like sexy and like charming, sassy, and then Zach went, yes, that's all good, but then also death. And everyone was like, okay. He's like, you're like mad when you could be mad when you're singing this song. So he was like, channel what you think works for you. And that was really fun. So then we split up into smaller groups. There are about 15 people in the studio, and we split up into like five or six. I think it was like five, and then a group of 6. And the people who weren't performing sat in front of us, and they would sing while we sang and like dance, and that was really fun. And then we did it all together, like I think 2 more times after that. But it was such a fun day, and like everyone was just so lovely. There was like the energy in that room was just so good. The tutors were fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. So I think this was a taster for the 7-week course that they offer. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the course. A little bit nervous because there is like a kind of, I don't know what they call it, like a showcase masterclass in the middle of the 7 weeks. So I think week 6 is the last like lesson. Week 7 is where you do a showcase, so you show what you've been working on for 6 weeks. And in the middle of those 6 weeks, on the 3rd week, is when you have to sing a solo in front of the rest of the group. And that they kind of use that to assess who they're going to give a solo to in the like final showcase. But the solos are from Les Mis, so we're doing various songs from Les Mis, all that jazz, and I think there's a Strictly dance number from Hairspray, You Can't Stop the Beat. So there are 2 songs that you can choose. There are 2 songs that you can choose from if you're singing like the girl part from Les Mis, and then 2 songs for boys. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen Les Mis yet. I'm due to see it next week. Very excited. But I've always thought that the music of Les Mis is like so sophisticated. It's obviously incredible, but I've always associated the songs, particularly like the big songs sung by the women, On My Own, I Dreamed a Dream. I've always thought of them as like untouchable. I'm like, my voice can't do that. It's too difficult. No. So when they were like, yeah, so you'll get to, you know, if you're a girl, you'll get to sing one of those 2 songs. And I was like, could I sing the boys song? I would love to be able to sing On My Own, but I think, I don't know, like I'll have to do it if I do the course. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but yeah, I just had so much fun and the people are so lovely. I think it's a really great way to meet people as well that love musical theatre and like want to do more than just watch it. So I had an amazing day. The other really cool thing that I wanted to tell you is the studio that we were in is the same studio, I think this is right. But I remember one of the tutors was saying that the studio that we were in is the studio in which the original cast of 6 started rehearsing in, which I think is so cool. Like we were in that room and we were doing all that jazz and doing like little jazz hands. But yeah, it was such a good day. If you live in London and like are obsessed with musical theatre or anything musical artsy, really, because they do other things as well, I highly recommend you check out City Academy. They were so great, and like the tutors were just phenomenal. Like I wanted to give everyone a hug and be like, thank you so much, I had the best time. But yeah, so I think this will be the beginning of, fingers crossed, my like journey of like musical theatre like classes and courses. It was so much fun. But yeah, I think this was a quick one today, but I just wanted to like get my thoughts and experience down so I can remember it. I just had such a good time. It was such a lovely way to end a week and like starting the good week, the next week off on a good note. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this and I will catch you soon.